everyone, welcome to my channel all about biology, and this is Jyoti Verma. Today we will discuss about very important topic for your exams, that is heterothalism in fungi. So this topic is very important and it is asked in long answer type questions as well as in objective type questions. So the process of heterothalism was firstly observed by A.F. Blaxley in 1904. He was studying sexual processes in mucorales. So he observed two kinds of distinct behavior in some species. In some species, he noticed that the zygospore developed independently. However, in some other species, he observed that the zygospore only developed when mycelia of two different strains come in contact with each other. So he noticed that when mycelia of two opposite strains came in contact with each other and they fused together to form a zygospore. So on the basis of his observation, he divided the species of mucorales into two groups. So the two groups here are homothalic species and heterothalic species. So homothalic species are the species in which every thallus is sexually self-fertile and self-compatible. It means that it is the hyphae of the single mycelium or a single thallus that is capable of sexual reproduction. So all the thalli in this fungi are of only one strain, that is your homothalic species, that are self-fertile and they are self-capable of doing sexual reproduction. Compatible in the sense means that capable of existing together. However, the other species in this case are heterothalic species. These species require complementary mating types for sexual reproduction. So Blaxley regarded that there may be two strains. One may be positive or other may be negative. So the two opposite strains when came in contact with each other, then they will form zygospores. So heterothalic species are those species that require two complementary or two different mating types for sexual reproduction. So in this case, the positive and the negative strains are equivalent to two different sexes, like the male and the female sex in the case of higher plants. Or it is also comparable to the dioecious nature of the higher plants, in which in the dioecious nature the male reproductive structures and the female reproductive structures are present on different plant. So you can compare the heterothalic behavior of species related to dioecious nature of the higher plants also. So Alexopoulos and Mims in 1979 defined heterothalic species as those species consisting of self-sterile or self-incompatible individuals requiring the union of two compatible thalli for sexual reproduction. So according to Alexopoulos and Mims, the heterothalic species are self-sterile. It means that they cannot undergo sexual reproduction by themselves. They require a opposite mating type or a complementary strain for performing sexual reproduction. After that, several other fungi were discovered where two complementary mating types were necessary for sexual reproduction. So Whitehouse in 1949 recognized two types of heterothalism. So heterothalism is the phenomena in which two different types of strains are required for sexual reproduction, and heterothalism can be divided into two categories. First is morphological heterothalism. In the case of morphological heterothalism, the two different sexes can be morphologically identified, that is the male and the female sex in the case of morphological heterothalism can be identified by its form and structure. However, in the case of physiological heterothalism, there is no distinct difference in the structure of the two strains, but there is a physiological difference in both of the strains. So morphological heterothalism, as you all know about morphology, that it is the study of form and structure. So Morphological heterothallism means when morphologically different male and female sex organs or gametes are present in closely associated mycelia. The two types of sex organs can be distinguished as male and female. So one may be smaller in size and the other may be larger in size, or there may be some other difference related to the structure in the case of morphological heterothallism. Example in this case is Echila ambisexualis, Echila bisexualis, Peronospora parasitica, etc. So, in the case of physiological heterothallism, sexual reproduction takes place by two morphologically similar. It means that the structure of the both strains is similar. There is no difference on structure basis, but they are physiologically different hyphae. So, there is some difference in their physiology that is making them physiologically different. So the mating hyphae are different in incompatibility factors. So the physiological heterothallism is also called as haploid incompatibility. However, your morphological heterothallism or the species that are showing morphological heterothallism are called as haplodioecious. So now we will discuss about the types of physiological heterothallism. So there are two types of physiological heterothallism. First is your two allele heterothallism and the second one is multiple allele heterothallism. So in the case of two allele heterothallism, the nuclei of both mating types are different in genetic characters, and the sexual compatibility here is controlled by a pair of genetic factors which are represented as capital A and small a. Both of these factors are present on different chromatids of a chromosome and they are represented as plus and minus signs respectively. However, in the case of multiple allele heterothallism, in this type the sexual compatibility is determined by more than two alleles. The advantage of this type is that the chances of mating of compatible strain are increased due to larger number of alleles involved. And this type of multiple allele heterothallism can be of two types: bipolar multiple allele heterothallism and tetrapolar multiple allele heterothallism. Now we will discuss about the two allele heterothallism in detail. So the two allele heterothallism is basically dependent upon the genetic factors, in which the factors are represented as capital A or small a or plus or minus sign. So in this case the chromatids are having positive and the negative allele. Then at the time of meiosis, the chromatid having the plus and the minus allele are separated, and half of the haploid spores thus formed have positive and the other will have negative mycelia. After that, the mycelia having plus and the plus strains and the minus strains are incompatible. It means that the mycelia that are having plus strains and the plus strains cannot undergo sexual reproduction. However, the mycelia having minus and the other mycelia having the minus strain are also incompatible. Only the strains having opposite genetic factors are compatible for sexual reproduction. It means that in this process only the mycelium or hyphae of opposite strain can undergo sexual reproduction. So the example of two allele heterothallism includes Ascobolus magnificus, Puccinia graminis, Astilago cholerae, Mucormucido, Neurospora cytophila. So these are very important examples related to the two allele heterothallism. And if I show you a diagram, very simplified diagram in order to understand the concept. So suppose there is a diploid cell. The diploid cell is having positive and the negative strains. So after meiosis, what will happen? The spores will be formed, out of which half of the spores will be of positive strain and half of the spores will be of negative strain. Then the spores will germinate and they will form hyphae and mycelium. After that, what will happen? That the hyphae or the mycelium that will have opposite strains, only they will be able to undergo sexual reproduction and form the structures. For example, in the case of mucor, the strains or the hyphae will be of opposite strains. One will be of positive strain and the other will be of negative strain. Only after that there will be the formation of zygospore in the case of mucor. So in the case of two allele heterothallism, we are having four spores. Two are having capital A factor and the other two are having small a. So if we talk about the sexual reproduction or the chances of sexual reproduction among these, then when you cross capital A with capital A, then it is non-compatible. However, if you cross capital A with small a, then it is compatible. In the same way, if you cross small a with capital A, it is compatible. However, if you cross small a with small a, it is non-compatible. That is your heterothallism that requires opposite mating types for sexual reproduction. And in this case, in the case of two allele heterothallism, the same genetic factor will not be compatible for sexual reproduction. Now coming to multiple allele heterothallism. As we have discussed that the multiple allele heterothallism is based on multiple alleles and it is of two types, bipolar and tetrapolar. So firstly we will discuss about bipolar multiple allele heterothallism. Here the compatibility is determined by multiple alleles which are present on a locus. So, for example, if the multiple allele is L1, L2, L3 and L4 present on one locus L, then several mating types would be formed by meiotic division. As in this checkerboard, you can see that there are multiple alleles L1, L2, L3 and N4 which are present on one locus L, and there are several mating types that would be formed by the sexual reproduction. So a cross is compatible if the alleles in the mating thalli are different. So a thallus carrying the gene L1 cannot mate with the thallus also carrying the gene L1, but it will mate with the thallus containing any of the remaining alleles. And it is the characteristic feature of members of Basidiomycetes except rust and smut. So this is your bipolar multiple allele heterothallism in which a thallus carrying L1 cannot mate with the thallus containing L1, but it can mate with the thallus containing any of the remaining alleles. In the same way, L2 allele can mate with the L1, but it cannot mate with the L2. In the same way, L3 can mate with any one of the allele, but it cannot mate with the L3. Similarly, L4 can mate with any one of the alleles. It can mate with L1, it can mate with L2, it can mate with L3. But the cross is non-compatible if it is mating with L4. So, in this case, the cross is non-compatible if the thallus is carrying similar alleles. Now coming to tetrapolar multiple allele heterothallism. It is similar to bipolar multiple allele heterothallism, but here the compatibility is determined by two loci. The multiple allele is present on the two loci L1 and L2 of two different chromatids of the chromosome, and at the time of meiotic division both the loci are separated with chromatids of a chromosome. So here what is happening, the multiple alleles are present on two loci of the chromosome, and at the time of meiotic division both the loci are separated. So any two mating types which differ in allele present on L1 and L2 loci are compatible. This type of heterothalism occurs in Coperinus, Firmitarius and Astylago-Medis. So here is a checkerboard that is indicating the tetrapolar multiple allele heterothalism, and you will get here three results: not compatible, compatible and not fully compatible. So the first one here is A1B1 and A1B1. So as both the alleles are similar here, so you will get a not compatible result. Second one is A1B1 with A1B2. In this case, the A1 and the A1 are common. However, the B1 and B2 are different. So you will get not fully compatible result here. It can undergo sexual reproduction, but it is not fully sure. So it is not fully compatible. The other one here is A1, A2, B1, B1. Here B1 is common. So again you will get not fully compatible. Next one is A1, B1 and A2, B2. Here both the alleles which are present on two locus are different. That's why it is compatible in nature. It can undergo sexual reproduction. Next one is A1, B2 and A1, B1. Here A1 and A1 are common. So you will get not fully compatible. Next one is A1, A1, B2, B2. Both are same. So you will get not compatible. Next one is A1, A2, B2, B1. So you will get compatible because both are different. Next one is A1, B2 and A2, B2. So here the B2 is common, that's why you will get not fully compatible. So next one is A2, B1 and A1, B1. Here the B1 is common, that's why you will get not fully compatible. Next one is A2, B1 and A1, B2. Here both the alleles are different, that's why you will get a compatible result. Next one is A2, B1 and A2, B1. Both are same, so you will get not compatible. Next one is A2, B1 and A2, B2. Here A2 is common in both, so you will get not fully compatible. Next one is A2, B2 and A1, B1. Both are different, so you will get compatible. Next one is A2, B2 and A1, B2. So here B2 is common, so you will get not fully compatible. Next one is A2, B2 and A2, B1. Here A2 is common, so you will get not fully compatible. Last one is A2, B2 and A2, B2. So both the alleles are similar, so you will get not compatible. So these are the results that will represent the tetrapolar multiple allele heterothalism. You will get a compatible result when both the alleles are different. You will get a not compatible result when both the alleles are similar in nature, and you will get a not fully compatible result when one of the allele is common. So if you like the video, just subscribe to my channel for further updates. Thank you so much.